There's a well in this village where you don't throw coins for luck. You throw something that belongs to someone else. And whatever you throw in walks out wearing their face. It was 12:30 at night. A silence heavy enough to feel like death had settled over everything. The forest stood completely still. A figure in a black cloak moved through the trees, lantern in hand, walking with purpose toward a well. They stopped at its edge and dropped a folded slip of paper inside. Then, without hesitation, they threw the burning lantern in after it and ran. Fast. The kind of running that only happens when something far worse is closing in behind you. The next evening, in that same village, a woman named Kalyani sat in her courtyard while her daughter-in-law swept nearby. Lazy hen, how long are you going to loiter in that one corner? Sweep over here too. The daughter-in-law, veil pulled low over her face, moved to the courtyard's edge without a word and kept working, while Kalyani watched her with a faint, satisfied smile, the kind that came from years of treating this girl less like family and more like staff. Order after order, chore after chore, and the daughter-in-law obeyed each one, desperate to build a peaceful life in that house. That night, Kalyani was asleep in her room when a splash of cold water hit her square in the face. Who's there? Whoever thinks this is funny at this hour. She sat up. No one was in the room, but water was flowing steadily in from outside, spreading across the courtyard. Where is all this water even coming from? The whole veranda's going to turn to mud. Curious, she stepped outside and followed the stream backward, and after only a few steps, realized it was flowing straight out of the forest. A cold, inexplicable fear gripped her. God help me, she whispered, turning to run back inside. That's when something unseen seized her ankle and pulled. Kalyani was dragged, screaming, all the way to the well, and vanished into it completely. Her scream echoed through the trees once, and then the forest went utterly silent again. My name is Rohan. My family lived in a village called Chandipur, a beautiful place where nothing ever felt wrong. My grandparents lived one village over, in Sarorpur, and visited every month. Every single time, I ran and threw myself into their arms the second they walked through the door. There's our Rohan. How are you, Beta? I'm good, Dada Dottie. How are you both? They'd sit and talk with my parents for hours, and every visit, I asked them the same question. Dada, I keep asking you to take me to your village, and you always find a reason not to. This time, no excuses. Something shifted across both their faces, a heaviness I didn't understand at the time. All right, Rohan Beta, my grandfather said carefully. Not this visit, but next time we come, we'll bring you back with us. Dada again. Don't worry, Rohan, my grandmother added gently. Even if Dada forgets, your father and I will make sure you get there one way or another. The following month, my grandfather came to collect me himself, and I finally made the trip to Sarorpur. Their village was beautiful too. He spent the whole day showing me around. That evening, I pushed my luck. Dada, you've shown me the whole village, but not the forest. Can we go see it? At the word forest, the color drained from both my grandparents' faces. What's there to see, Beta? My grandfather said, a little too quickly. A forest's a forest. Trees, bushes, nothing different from the one back home. I couldn't understand why he was so reluctant, but something about the way he'd said it stuck with me for the rest of the night. That night, we all slept out on cots in the courtyard. Around 12:30, a voice pulled me out of sleep. Rohan, Rohan. I sat up, scanning the darkness. No one there. Rohan, come here. I'm right here. I got up, ready to wake my grandfather, when the voice spoke again, sharper this time. If you wake anyone, I'll leave. You wanted to see the forest, didn't you? I'll take you myself. A grin spread across my face despite the fear underneath it. Follow my voice, Rohan. I'm just ahead, near the trees. I followed it into the dark. But the closer I thought I was getting, the further away the voice seemed to drift. Come, Rohan. You're so close now. I was nearly at the tree line when a hand landed on my shoulder from behind. Rohan, what are you doing out here? Dada, I was just
Come?
home. Now, wandering around this late, aren't you scared? He walked me back without another word. But my mind stayed fixed on one question. Whose voice had that been? The next evening, I tried a different approach. Dada, I'm going to the village field to play. Wait, Beta. I'll come with you. Dada, please just let me go. I'm bored, I want to play with the other kids. Come get me whenever. Using the field as my excuse, I slipped away as dusk settled in, the light dimming fast, and found my feet carrying me toward the forest again, almost against my will. A man stopped in front of me. Aren't you Mohan's grandson? Yes, uncle. Who are you? An old friend of your grandfather's. What are you doing out here? I wanted to see the forest, uncle. Would you take me? Walking into that forest is not a good idea for you. There's a well in there. A well? We have one in our village too. What's dangerous about that? That's not an ordinary well, boy. Even grown men in this village don't have the courage to go near it. Why, uncle? Don't ask why. Just understand this much, and let go of the idea of going near that forest. He walked me back home himself. That night, once the house had gone quiet, I heard the voice again. Rohan, Rohan, wake up and come with me. I'll show you the forest tonight. That's the same voice from last night. Yes, it's me. You wanted to see the forest, didn't you? Come. I'll take you myself. But who are you? You never show yourself, never come close. A shape like smoke drifted at the tree line. A few steps closer, and I could make out a faint silhouette inside it. A woman, wrapped in a black sari. Rohan, you've already been warned. Going toward the forest isn't safe. For a second, I thought it was my grandfather again, and fear shot through me. Dada, I wasn't.
Come?
Home. Now. He took me back inside. But if anything, my curiosity about that forest had only grown. The next morning, a desperate cry outside jolted the whole house awake.
Vaidyaye.
Vaidyaji, please save my husband, or I'll die too. A woman sat outside the village healer's house. Her husband collapsed on the ground beside her, in terrible condition. What's wrong with him? He's been vomiting blood, Vaidyaji, since last night. It won't stop. Get him inside quickly. My grandfather and another villager carried the man in. I followed close behind. How long has this been happening? Since yesterday morning, Vaidyaji. Countless times now. Don't worry. I'll prepare something for him. The healer worked for a long while, then handed the man a dose. Take this, Ramesh. Within minutes, Ramesh was back on his feet, the retching completely gone. Thank you, sister. No spicy food for him, only khichdi, and this powder 4 times a day. Yes, Vaidyaji. Chandravati took her husband home. Around 4 p.m. that same day, she was back, Ramesh in tow, worse than before. Vaidyaji, please, he's vomiting again. That's not possible. The medicine I gave him is the strongest I have. Are you certain you gave it to him properly? Ramesh collapsed, convulsing violently on the ground, eyes suddenly glowing a deep, unnatural red. Oh God! What's happening to him? The healer himself looked genuinely stunned. Vaidyaji, do something.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what illness this is. I don't think anyone can save him now. Chandravati's face twisted with fury. The healer says my husband can't be saved. Watch. My Ramesh will live, and I will save him myself. That night, I made up my mind. Tonight, I was going into the forest, well and all, no matter what. I waited until midnight and finally slipped out. Strangely, no voice called to me this time. I crept toward the forest anyway, fear and excitement tangled together. I was finally going to see the thing everyone in this village refused to talk about. Just as I reached the tree line, I saw it. A woman in a black cloak, lantern in hand, walking deeper into the forest. That's the voice from last night. But who are you? You never show yourself. She stopped at the well's edge without turning around. It was the first time I'd actually seen it with my own eyes, and the air around it felt wrong in a way I couldn't explain. Even in the summer heat, the space around that well was freezing cold. Where our village well always felt calm and peaceful, this one felt like standing inside a held breath. She set the lantern on the well's rim, and from her other hand, dropped something small. It looked like a pair of eyeglasses, into the water below. Then the lantern followed, and she ran. Fast. The same panicked, full-speed run I'd seen once already. Watching her flee like that shook something loose in my own chest, and before I understood why, I was running too. Straight back home, lungs burning, mind completely blank. I collapsed onto my cot, breathless, and forced my eyes shut just as I heard my grandfather stir. The next morning, the village head arrived at our door before we'd even finished waking up. Mahesh Babu. Yes, headman? I heard Ramesh stopped eating and speaking entirely yesterday. He may not make it through today. We're going to pay our respects at his house. Will you join us? Of course. My grandfather and several villagers set off with the headman. I trailed behind them. When we arrived at Ramesh's house, we found him sitting in the courtyard beside his wife. Completely fine. Not just alive. Perfectly healthy. Ramesh, you're... The headman stopped short, stunned. Headman G, please sit. Yes, I'm fine now, thank God. Just stay quiet. Chandravati cut in sharply. I told you my Ramesh would be fine. And look, here he is. The healer standing nearby went pale. That's not possible. No one survives that much blood loss. This is impossible. Then what exactly are you trying to say? Chandravati snapped. My husband's soul is sitting right in front of you. One of the villagers pointed silently toward the doorway of Ramesh's house. Everyone turned to look, and there, hanging from the doorframe, was a small clay pot none of them recognized. The headman, my grandfather, and every villager present stared at that pot in stunned silence. You have not done a good thing, Chandravati, the headman said quietly. Not a good thing at all. My husband is alive, she said. And instead of thanking me, you're telling me I've done something wrong? Privately, I agreed with her. Why would an entire village be horrified that a dying man had lived? Whatever the headman told everyone that day, it changed the entire village. From that evening on, the streets emptied the moment the sun began to set. No one left their homes after dark, and a few men started walking the lanes each evening with knotted turmeric roots in hand, escorting anyone caught outside straight back to their door. Dada. Why did the whole village turn this strange the moment Chandravati's husband got better? Why is everyone hiding indoors like this out of fear? I don't understand any of it. Rohan, beta, promise me something. No more questions about this. And you will never, ever think about going near that forest again. Yes, Dada. I said the words. I even meant them in that moment. But underneath it, the questions hadn't gone anywhere. I still needed to know who that woman at the well really was, and exactly what the village believed Chandravati had done. That night, as I lay on my cot, the voice found me one more time. Rohan, Rohan, come to me. I'll take you to the forest tonight. Rohan, Rohan, come to me. I'll take you to the forest tonight. Whatever's calling Rohan isn't done with him. And whatever came back in place of Ramesh isn't Ramesh. If a voice ever calls your name from somewhere you can't see the source, that's not curiosity. That's an invitation you don't want to accept. Part 2 drops in the next video. We find out exactly what's inside that well, and what Chandravati really pulled out of it. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and comment "Dia Lamp" if you noticed the clay pot before the villagers pointed it out.